All right, all right.
Welcome in, welcome in. We're so excited to be with you all this evening. We hope that you all are excited too.
If you can hear us and you can see us, let us know. If you can hear us and see us, let us know. We're excited about today. We're gonna have a good time. We're excited about it. I know y'all are here for a good time. We have a lot to discuss. And we're excited about it. So let's tell them,
Absolutely.
let's see how who's checking in.
Yeah, so I always like to find out where everybody's chiming in from. So if you can just put in the chat box where you are tuning in from. We are in hot Atlanta, and so they can hear and see us. If you want to share where you are located so that we know where you're tuning in from, we're really excited to be with you all tonight, and we have a lot to share.
We're going to talk about how to get men into you. Y'all seen a lot. Y'all seen a lot of these podcast videos.
Steve in the house.
Y'all seen a lot of YouTube videos. And be honest, predominantly of single men. I always wonder, like, why single men give it relationship advice and then stay single the whole time. Right? I get it for a season. I'd be a hypocrite not do that. All right. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about how to get men to be into you. So you're gonna get the perspective of a husband and a wife, y'all.
Right.
All right. Because we've been in this game for a minute. And so we're excited about checking in with you all. We're checking in from Atlanta. I'm originally from Atlanta.
Yes, I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. Is Callie in the house?
And so those of you that don't know, my name is Dr. Aldewan Tart. I am a Christian clinical psychologist. I focus on relationships, marriage, children, mental health, the typical things that psychologists focus on. And I love giving dating advice because I see so many men, so many women every single day. So I have a good perspective about what men are looking for and what makes women wives, because men tell me every day, and I talk to wives every day.
And I am a nonprofit executive. I'm also the co-founder of A Weekend for Love and the Wives Prayer Challenge. And I have a passion for working with women and helping women to date better and date smarter. And the most important thing is being strategic when you are dating.
Yeah. So we're going to make tonight interactive. And let's see where the people are chiming in from. Atlanta, DC,
Virginia,
Florida. Did you hear Florida just outlaw diversity?
Yeah, I can't.
Anyway, y'all need to vote in Florida, right? But we can't talk in Georgia.
No, we can't. We're like right behind them.
Right. So so we're excited about it. All right. So what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna talk about how to get men to be into you. This is gonna be interactive. You get a chance to ask questions. How you want to ask questions? I have a preference, but I want to hear yours.
Oh, sure. So, ladies, if you have questions, there's a couple different ways. You can raise your hand and unmute yourself. We want you all to ask us questions. That's why we're here. Or you can send them, if they are private questions, you can send them to us directly. Just make sure that you click to host, or you can actually type it in the chat. But if you want to ask your question real time so we can hear you and see you, you can just raise your hand and we'll come to you.
Yep. So there it is. So we're excited. So let's pray them in.
Absolutely.
Lord God, we thank you for today. We thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be so hyped and excited about helping our single professional sisters be able to find single professional brothers, right? Who are marriage minded, who want marriage and be able to go against the fakeness of actual social media into reality where men are actually looking to get married, Lord. And so we're just excited. We ask and pray that you have your way and that you allow us to be able to be your vessels and that you make tonight fun. You make a move in the spirit. You encourage. You're an encourager. Lord God, we just ask and pray that you have your way and that we give women real strategies. These things we ask in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen. All right, ladies. Well, you all are here because you want to know how to keep his attention, how to get men to be into you. I think a lot of times women have this moment where it's like, you think everything is going well, you guys are dating, and am I talking to myself? And then all of a sudden, he just goes ghost. You don't know what happened. You thought the relationship was going really well. You thought that you had a relationship, and then all of a sudden, it's just quiet.
It's not all of a sudden.
Well, that's how it seems. Ladies, am I the only one that has experienced that?
It's not all of a sudden. It's just certain things that guys do not say because we find it inappropriate. We find it like, what's the point of angering someone? What's the point of telling someone what they did wrong? I mean, how is that going to be productive? But they're absolutely things we expect you all to already know. Right. But before we even get into that, let us know, how do you actually, I posted something and I promised that we talk about it. I posted something on Instagram today. All right. And you should have seen it because I did tag you. All right. You got to tag your wife these days, y'all.
Oh, please.
All right. And I said, in relationships, modern day, let me know, drop this in the chat. Is it appropriate for women to make the first move? Is it appropriate for women to make the first move? And the reason I asked that, I was thinking about how we met.
Okay.
Who made the first move?
I technically made the first move because we talk about being strategic. So I aligned myself by sending him a message. I sent you an email. And so, yeah, I made the first move.
So remember when, y'all, we also, for those that don't know, we also run a marriage retreat, right? So we do 360 degrees of marriage for you all getting ready to get married. So dating to get married right now. And then you will come to a Weekend for Love marriage retreat.
And it's not just a marriage retreat. It's the top marriage retreat for African-American couples in the world. And we always sell out every year. And so it's a blessing to be able to help women find the one, get married, and then they come to our retreat.
Right. And then take their marriage to the next level. And so we were sitting at a table of 5 couples. So we're included. Every single woman at the table said that she made the first move on her husband. Right. Now, drop it in the chat, y'all, because we're going to discuss this. Do you feel like that's appropriate? Right. So the first move, remember the soccer player? You remember the story?
Yes. I do. So we had a couple that came. Her husband was a retired professional soccer player. And they connected because they knew each other from, I think it was college or high school, but they didn't connect then.
Right.
And so she saw him at the game and she said to him, because he was actually sitting on the bench at the time, and she knew how amazing he was. She said to him after the game when they reconnected, she said, well, you would be playing and you would be playing a lot more in the game if you were with me. And that actually is what got his attention. Like, well, what does she think she can teach me? And so that's what rekindled their relationship.
Yeah, she had someone go find her before she left and get her number because he had not seen her since high school. Right. And then there's another woman that was celebrating her birthday, saw her soon-to-be husband at the club, right? And she says, there's no way I'm dancing by myself on my birthday. And she went to his brother and said, are you just going to stand there? You're going to dance with me on my birthday? Right. And the man loved her confidence. Right. And so each one of the couples at the table, surprisingly, had a similar story. And then, our friend Nick, this is public, he put it out there. He said his wife made the first move on him as well. When I talk about this. And so, for me, my personality, I probably say 90% of the time I've made the first move. Right. But the 10% of the time that moves have been made, I enjoyed all 10% of them. All right. I did. So what I think, and I want to get y'all's thoughts, right? Because we see them coming in. I don't think it's a woman being desperate. Right. I don't think you should ever be desperate and go up to a man and ask for his number. That is definitely going to be a turnoff more times than not. But when you position yourself, I think like you position yourself. Right. The woman at the birthday party position herself. All right. The woman at the stadium position herself. For all of us then pursued. Well, okay. What you sending me a message? Like, what you want to do? Email. Right. And I looked at your Facebook.
To host a business.
And I looked at your Facebook, and then I invited you to have a business meeting. You brought a business proposal. I did not. Right. And so it was positioning, because here's what I want you all to see. And this is what we discuss. This will be our first question, is that if you don't approach, or if you don't look approachable, where would the kind of guy you like even have the opportunity to have a conversation with you? So I don't know if it's the women making the first move per se, but I do think it is women getting the attention of a guy so that he can pursue. What do y'all think?
And we have a few ladies that are in the chat. Let's see what you all have to say. Some of them, they're saying, I feel it's okay. We've been taught that isn't appropriate for women to initiate. And I absolutely can, because I'm a Cali Peach born in LA, but spent a lot of time in Georgia. And so I agree. I mean, you're told growing up, like, you don't make the first move. But see, the thing is that I positioned myself so that it didn't seem like I was being desperate or that I was asking out on a date. I simply just said that I wanted to have this business meeting with you to help single women, including myself. When it came to dating, I wanted to host this event. So I positioned myself and aligned myself in his world so that he could see me.
And I'm gonna try and find it. You know, I'm gonna look behind the scenes and see if I can find it, y'all.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try and find this video for you guys. The I'm f- there was a I'm setting it up. There was a gentleman that was on asked by his wife,
Mhm.
is it appropriate for women to approach?
Mhm.
Right. And the answer that he gave, I felt was very real. It's like,
Okay.
why don't women, y'all type this in chat, why don't men approach women anymore? Right.
Mhm.
And she asked her husband, and he gave a very candid and real answer. And I actually agreed. All right. So let's see what you guys think. I'm gonna pull it up on Instagram. Is that it? Here it is. All right, y'all watch this.
Hey, babe, I got a question. Why don't men approach women anymore?
Why don't men approach women anymore?
Yes.
So we're speaking like...
Yeah, just generally speaking, like the overall consensus that I get.
So it's coming from a man?
Coming from a man.
Okay. Men for the last generation have been subtly, continually trained to not approach women. And it's happened over years. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the whole independent woman, the whole feminist movement that impacted the aforementioned movement has made a lot of women in the West very unpleasant. I don't think women, generally speaking, not you or an individual, but generally, respect the presence of the masculine energy. If a man, so what happens is over time, women stop being pleasant because women became less feminine. I think a feminine characteristic is to be welcoming of the masculine energy. Now, that does not take away from the fact that men can be ABC 1, 2, 3, but we're looking at this one-dimensionally being that you asked. So over time, the more and more women approach women, the more and more men approach women, the neck rolling, the lip smacking, the he's trying to talk to me, the I'm not gonna say nothing. Over time, that programs a man. So when you
Let's keep it real, y'all. I mean, what are y'all's thoughts? Because I agree with some of what he said.
Okay.
I really agreed on the second part. Y'all drop y'all comments. You agree, disagree on what he said. Make sure y'all could y'all hear that video? Yeah. Could y'all, if y'all could see that video, hear that video, let us know. So part of what I agreed with, and I didn't know I agreed until I listened to him. I didn't know I agreed until I listened to him, was the fact that you don't know how many times, babe, before I was dating you, I can't tell you how many times I would approach women and they would seem like it is the wrong thing to do to approach them. Right. There was a point where you go out and you approach women and you talk to women, but there's a point, I can tell you it's even worse now, where men have to make a decision. Can I just be candid? In Atlanta, one, do you even like men? All right. You might, because, we have people that, there are a lot of women from different communities, right? Two, are you even interested in dating right now? Right. Just because you don't have a ring on your finger doesn't mean that you're not dating. Right. Am I, and you know how y'all go out in groups, right? And then three, if you're unattracted to me, right? there is a neck roll sometimes. So there are a lot of women who are cordial, and I think that he was overgeneralizing.
Right.
What I'm telling you is, I think what's happened with men is that we've been taught that you need to send us a sign that you actually want us to approach. Just going up back in the day, play from Himalaya, like, what's your name, what's your number, what's your sign? Hey girl, you look good. Has a lot of brothers have backed off that because they've gotten such negative feedback.
But ladies, do you feel that men are not necessarily approaching you anymore? Let me know. Or do you feel that men do not approach women? Are they not approaching you anymore?
You know, someone said, you know, that she's a woman, right? We're not calling anyone's name, just that she's actually witnessed it with some of her girlfriends, right? So if a guy you're unattracted to comes up to you and asks, right? Sometimes the facial expressions are so mean, you feel like you did something wrong for trying to shoot your shot. And I can tell you that. And like, I can tell you the more attractive you are, as men are like, man, am I bothering her? Also with the sexual harassment, am I harassing her? Am I, like, say I'm at work, say I'm at work, we're at the gym.
Okay.
Men now have to worry about, am I harassing her? Is shooting my shot going to be seen as harassment? Right. So in modern day times, because culture has changed, my position, and you give me what y'all think. Right. My position is that you have to send some type of sign that it's okay for a brother to approach.
And the ladies in the chat are saying, what kind of sign? Is this like a smoke signal? Like what needs to happen? And so that is something that I believe that, which is coaching women, I think that I do very well at, because I'm in sales. I've been in sales for many years. So I learned to read the room, read people, but it's also about what vibe am I giving off? And there's so many times as women that we don't realize that our face is not welcoming.
Yeah.
Because you want to pull up the...
Well, hold on. So yeah, we saw that. I'm gonna find that video as well. But let's talk a little bit about why we're here, and then we're gonna dive right back into it. So because this is good, right?
Okay.
So Mecca and I, we're gonna give you an invitation very shortly, well, towards the end, to join us for the ring formula. All right. And what the ring formula is us partnering together. Right. We can't show Devon and Megan anymore. Right. But anyway, this is our family.
Yes, this is our family.
This is our family.
Yes. We have a 16-year-old, a 16-month-old, and we have a 6-year-old.
Right. Don't act like you don't know, girl. Don't act like you don't know. And so what we're going to do, invite you, is to join us with the Ring Formula coaching program. It's specifically
for women like yourselves that are amazing. You know that you're amazing. You have a lot to offer, but you're a busy professional. You are tired of being the bridesmaid. Like, look, you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. You're driven and you're focused on finding Mr. Right. And you're privately unsure of your decision-making when it comes to dating. I just had a woman in my inbox say that I'm just not sure because I've chosen the wrong guy so many times. And so we help single women specifically date better in 3 months. 3 months, ladies. We have ladies that are getting married this year from our last course, that got engaged last year, that I'm so excited about, to find love and commitment from great men so that they can get married and avoid the heartbreak and loneliness.
Yeah. So this is a 3-month program for those of you who are serious about dating, right? And you want the encouragement, you want coaching, and you want results, right? The first thing is to get dates. All right. So we just wanted to be transparent about that. We're gonna give you opportunity. We're not gonna just give you this and then not give you opportunity to work alongside us. All right. So let's get back to these questions. All right. So they say, oh, well, let's because the reason we're doing this, we wanted to kind of give you a taste of how we coach.
Absolutely.
From husband, wife, male, female perspective.
Right.
So can I challenge you?
Go ahead.
All right. You're in the market right now, right? And you know the culture. Brothers don't approach like they used to because of this video. Some still do, right? Many still do, but many don't. Many have been trained. That's not what that women want. What kind of sign? How would you go about getting?
And the ladies are chiming in the chat. I see I don't get approached the same with my girlfriends. And so one thing is that it's how and you should ask a girlfriend. I think sometimes we're not aware of our facial expressions. We can think that we are being welcoming when we go out with our girlfriends, but we're not. And so I will tell you, ladies, when there was a guy, and I really got this down packed very early on, but when there was a guy that I was interested in, and I was in a room full of other women, I knew how to make eye contact and position myself so that he would actually see me, and I would smile. I would smile in his direction, and then I would literally go back to doing whatever I was doing. Or if it was at a networking event, I would actually like find myself happen to be over at the table, grabbing a bite to eat at the same time that he was actually getting a bite to eat. And so there are ways that you can actually, your nonverbal skills are so very important when it comes to men. Your body positioning, are your hands folded? Like, are you sitting like this, in the corner by yourself? Or are you talking and you're open? Because there's something, this is actually, they tell people in sales. When you're in sales, it's about smiling and being very pleasant. And because because a guy is reading the room, he's wondering, is she approachable? Should I come over to her? Or is she like,
listen,
so you have to be so aware of that.
And y'all see like the video in the background. We're going to show, that's what I was pulling up. Like, this is the actual interview that we did, right? And we're going to show you a clip, right? We're going to show you a clip and get your thoughts on this, because the reality is, if you're not getting approached, I hope I don't get in trouble saying this, but y'all know it's out of love. If you're not getting approached, all right, and you feel confident in who you are, you're not approachable, right? And we're going to show you a megastar right here in the Atlanta area, nationally. They have one of the top show on HGTV, one of the top shows. And she thought she was being approachable, and she really wasn't. Watch this.
I don't know. I never knew how to approach a guy that I wanted to date. And I'm, to me, smiling at them, I thought was giving signals. Right? Just like kind of.
Is it a real smile, or some of what y'all think is a smile? Is really neutral. I think every guy's going to agree. Well, we have to figure out whether we should approach.
I always thought I was. It never worked, so maybe it was a scowl.
Let me see this. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. That's why you better not approach.
I don't know. I never knew how to approach.
All right, so of thinking that we were being approachable and smiling. And honestly, I think sometimes before I got into sales, I didn't realize that sometimes you can be mean mugging and you just don't know it. What you consider to be your welcoming face could actually be a very stoic face. But me even smiling while I'm talking to you, that's something that they actually train sales reps to do.
Yeah, and me being, in media, it's called cresting, right? So before the interview, typically most people are like this. I look mean. All right, cresting is this. Hey, welcome up, Dr. Tara, our interview. Hey, he's going to talk to you about how single ladies can find a ring. You always see him doing this. It's cresting, right? And so the first thing is making sure that you're approachable, right? And so that means with your body language, because the first thing men look for is your body language.
Yeah, that sign to say, because just like women don't like to be rejected, men don't like to be rejected either. I don't care if he's the man or not. I mean, I know men are used to being the one to go up to women, but if he has been rejected several times, who wants to continue to do that and continue to be rejected? So you have to show him with your body language that you are approachable.
Yeah. So listen, ladies, ring formula women don't play fair. We want to make sure that when you go in the room, right, it's one of the things that Mecca will coach you on, that you coach for sales. Right? If you're a lobbyist, if you're a sales rep, your job is to work the room. Your job is to mesmerize and to be able to get the contact, to be able to get, if you're a socialite, your job is to get in the next room of socialite. So you're there. So you have to be in a room. So one of the things that you'll learn in the ring formula course is how to approach guys whenever you want to. Now, of course, you have to look the part, you have to be in the mood, and you can just throw them out. You can throw them back with fish, because sometimes you need to practice, right? And you'll see that by changing your body language, by doing things. But I'll tell you what works for me, and I know a lot of brothers, right? Depending on your personality, like something I think that you would do. Say we were in a room and you were attracted to me, right? But I'm not approaching you. I don't see you, or I'm not approaching you. I'm checking you out subtly. I might give you the look, and I'm not approaching. What would you do?
Okay, so there's a lot of networking events in Atlanta. So if I were single, if you were at one of those networking events and you weren't seeing me, just maybe you were speaking on the panel discussion or speaking on the stage. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask a question because I need for you to see me before this event ends and the networking option opens up. I need you to know that I'm in the room. So I'm going to stand up. I'm going to ask a question before it ends. That's one opportunity. If I didn't have that opportunity, the next opportunity is wherever I see the stage exit areas where things are about to happen. If I know, I'm like, okay, well, he's probably going to get off the stage and go this way. I'm going to ask a question one-on-one in person. Or I might catch you at, maybe they're having food or drinks, hors d'oeuvres afterwards. I'll say, oh, did you like this crab cake? I don't know. I think I can make a better crab cake than this. Subtle. Not being aggressive.
But you are in a good way.
That's still confident.
That's confident. So ladies, I know that may not be your style, but it might need to be in your own way. So what that does, by you raising your hand, I do notice. You know who did that?
Who?
Marjorie Harvey.
Yes, she did.
When Steve was performing on stage,
it was very calculated.
Let's drop. Like you want to get your man, let's say you want to get, I hate this word, but high value man, just because it was associated with, but you want to get an amazing, great man. Let's do that, right? And you're trying to get him to notice you. And you feel like if you could simply just have a conversation that you're so special and amazing that he might ask you out. We know he's single, right? Ladies, can you relate? There are single men out there. You'd be like, if he could, I saw people crying over Jalen Hurts' post with the woman, right? Back at the Eagles, people were crying. It was on Essence, right? But if you want to get Jalen Hurts, who was in the Super Bowl, right? If you want to get Jalen Hurts' attention, what Marjorie Harvey did was she dressed to the nines.
Yes.
Right, she dressed to the nines. She got front row tickets to Steve Harvey's show, and she came 25 minutes late.
Yep.
Into his set. All right. So she said she wanted Steve's eyes to be on her the entire time that she walked down, because she separated herself from everyone else.
Yeah.
They're seated. She walks all the way to the front. She sits down and crosses her legs and looks Steve right in the eye. Right. I can tell you what every man is thinking. I need to find out who this woman is. Right. And Steve Harvey even called her out. I was like, who is this woman coming 20 minutes to my show? Like we ain't started 20 minutes ago. Like you didn't even hurry to take your seat. You just sat down like you all that. Right. And she just looked at him, and she drew Steve Harvey's attention. Now, that is an extreme example, but what she's showing you, if you think that Marjorie Harvey, just like her daughter, Lori Harvey, doesn't know how to get high-end men, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Something that will work with me, that has worked with me. I was sitting at the bar, and a woman sat next to me, right? And I'm eating dinner, and she says, you always dress this nice? Right?
She did.
Yeah, she said, this is before we were married. Right. I said, well, you always dress this nice? I said, I do a little something. She said, it's pretty good, but I wouldn't have gone with that tie. So I looked at my tie. I was like, what's wrong with my tie? She was like, I'm just joking with you. If you love the tie, I like the tie, right? It's cool. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with your tie. If you like it, I love it. What she did was she switched the attention to her. She was so she dropped it. And I said, so you just sit down and critique random men's attire? You like give them a compliment and then you take it back? Is that your style? And she was like, look, I was just playing with you. I ain't wanted to get mad, but it drew me in, and I started pursuing her. What was it? She was confident enough to use what was her sarcasm. Her personality was sarcastic. Her personality was sarcastic. You have to use what you have. Right. Some of you are so feminine. All right. You can do the old handkerchief drop, modern day, walk by, take a, you know what I'm saying? Like what Mecca said about the crab cake. So we've been talking. Ladies, what has worked for you? What are you willing to try? What are you willing to try? I see someone said, let's be 100. Are men that timid now? What happened to going after you want? Mecca, would you categorize me as timid?
No.
Yeah, I'm about as go for it as you go.
But we also were not in the same circle. So my thing is,
I never met you.
He would have never met me had I not made him aware of who I was.
So it's not the fact, now there are some men who are timid in certain settings, but you put that same man in a card party, So one man in a club, one man in networking, and then another man in a house party, that man's going to be different. All right. So it depends on the setting. The other thing is that men really have been conditioned not to approach women and harass them or bother them.
Right.
So if you're not giving some type of eye contact, some type of sign, a good example is at the club. All right, baby, you've been out. All right. Which one of your girlfriends, the prettiest one? So the song come on and she go like this. That's the one we asked to dance.
Right.
Because she's saying with her body, I'm going to dance if you ask me.
Right.
Right. You have to do the same thing. If you approach me, I'm going to let you shoot your shot. It can't be what Egypt. That was Egypt, Sherrod and Fidel,
right.
from
Married to Real Estate.
Married to Real Estate and Rock the Block. Right. They have top show on HGTV. Right. Her face was this. Face. Home my man. I don't like men. I'm tired of these whack men coming to me. I know you can't buy me a drink. I have my own money. I'm trying to hang with my friends. You're interrupting us talking.
But most women, when they go out, they are going out hoping, if I'm getting all dressed up and I was single, I'm hoping that when I go out, the effort to get dressed up and look beautiful and everything that it takes, that I'm hoping to meet someone that I would be interested in. It's refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I see some of the ladies chiming in the chat. Someone says, I've literally sat in the mirror and practiced smiling and speaking because I'm a teacher and I wanted to show warmth to my students. Same with being approachable to men.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so it's a big deal. So first thing you're going to focus on is being approachable. All right. Now they can get that anywhere. Let's take it deeper. Can we go deeper, ladies? Well, I ain't gonna actually put that in there, right? If we can go to some depth, let's put it that way. If we can have some depth, all right, because a lot of you've already figured that out. Either you mastered it or you figured it out. The next thing is how do you get when that man has a conversation? What makes you appealing, right? Like what makes you special? Now, this is where I'll be honest. There are a lot of beautiful women in the major cities that y'all live in, Angeles. There are a lot of beautiful women. I'm not gonna lie. All right. We see beautiful women. You see beautiful women
and someone
every day.
Chimed in the chat and said, how do you be approachable at church? You would know because you're a minister, licensed ordained minister as well.
Basically, what she did was she presented herself and said, hey, Boaz, if you're looking for a woman, I'm presenting myself for you to view. And Boaz was like, whoa, who are you? And then he started asking about her people. Now, remember, for those of you who know that your Bible, Ruth was counseled by an elder, Naomi. Naomi said, this is how you go get a man, right? You go position yourself. So modern day, I'm telling you, it's the same thing playing out. The Bible's undefeated, all right? You're going to have to position yourself with the type of man you want can have a conversation with you. Now, sometimes all you have to do is show up. And one of the things we'll teach you in the Ring Formula course is actually where to go in major cities, where men hang out, how to engage, what organizations, which conferences to go to, so that you can, first of all, be in a room and look around like, nah, these are the kind of men I like.
Right.
And some of you won't have to do anything. You can even half smile on a brother and be like, what you doing?
You all are going to the wrong places. I talk to so many women that come through our program, and it's just that they've gone to the wrong places.
Yeah.
They can't get to the man that they're trying to get to because he doesn't even exist in the places that they go to.
That's real. All right. So we've covered one, you have to be, you have to smile and
be approachable.
Yeah. And then two, you have to position yourself. So we need to have a place to flash that smile, which is really an invitation for a brother to shoot a shot. We're not talking about going up to a brother and ask him out on a date, even though that way may work for a minority of brothers, but I still believe in the traditional gender roles. But you do want to allure him. You want to say, hey, come over. And then the third thing is you have to feel special. We're going to challenge you all. All right. You can drop this in the chat.
Yes.
Or if one of you feels bold, right, you can unmute and go in, right? Here's what you have to have. When I meet you, when we're having a conversation, right? I've approached you, or you've given me permission to approach you, and I've come. Are we just having a conversation? What makes you special, ladies? I want y'all to drop this in the chat right now. What makes you special, right? Because if you believe you're the same as every other woman, that's how we're going to see you.
Right.
But Marjorie felt like she was
absolutely
special, right? So what, when you really think about it, right? In the course, we're going to actually have each one of you actually write down what makes you special.
Right.
Not in one sentence. Like if a brother says, hey, how would my life be different or better with you? Right? What's special about you? Your ability to answer that with confidence is going to be everything.
Absolutely.
Everything. All right. Someone drop that in the chat. If a man asks you,
also, the other thing is knowing that you're special allows for you to carry yourself a certain way when you're dating, because you know that you have a lot of value to bring into any man's life in any relationship. Like, you are the upgrade. And so that doesn't work. And I've actually heard, I will say this, a man that's in the limelight say this to me, is that he wants a woman that feels and knows that she's special, because what has happened too many times is he meets women who he thinks that are amazing, but they become too enamored with who he is. And that is actually not what he wants.
We want to chase. We're going to show you an interview in a minute. Let me pull it up. Right. And because of his wife, he is successful. Right. And so when you start, this is where I'm just going to unmask as a man. Right. Men are looking for a special woman because a special woman can help him to get to the next level. Right. In everything in his life. Next level of happiness, next level of companionship, next level of building a family. He can't do that by himself. Or if he's done it by himself, he wants to have a nuclear family or blend his family with this woman. This woman needs to be so talented that she's able to either build a family. His mother approves, his sisters approve, his boys approve, he approves. She's able to help during COVID with homeschooling. She's able to cook a great meal if that's what he wants.
About all those things.
So when you're special, men see you as one in a million. It doesn't matter how many fine women are in the room. When you're special, they say, ooh, and I'll tell you this, men will label you within about 10 seconds of meeting you, maybe 30, maybe a minute, as either someone to play with, all right, someone just to kick it with, all right, or a wife. It's within the first.
And it's very much a myth.
It's a myth. So I'm not gonna be I'm humble. All glory be to God. Right. If you go into high-end neighborhoods, right? So affluent neighborhoods, those men are gonna be married. Those lawns gonna be manicured. You're gonna have the luxury cars. You're gonna have men in leadership positions. You're gonna have men in entrepreneurs. Almost every single there before the wife.
Right.
That they've been, because single brothers, by and large, married brothers are not on the same planet.
They are not.
They are not on the same planet. A lot of single brothers in apartments, holding down a house. And I'm not saying that they're not single brothers who are killing it. They're single brothers who out earn married men 10 times down. So any man watching this, I'm not insulting you. Getting it, you getting your bag. We applaud you. All right.
But it's about moving things to the next level. And if you see so many of the interviews from highly successful men, they say they were there. And Steve Harvey talks about it. He moved up to a whole nother level once he actually married Marjorie Harvey. There's so many men that talk about it. Denzel Washington talks about how he moved to a different level. Idris Elba talks about how he moved to a different level once he married his wife. And so there's so many men that talk about that.
Yeah.
There's friends of ours that talk about
let's see what Charlamagne the God has to say about that.
So we were talking about your wife and this thought that you don't want to continue to load her with things, that you want to be able to give back the love, and it sounds like the strength that she gave you. What's something in your mind that you reflect on when we talk about that?
Just the fact that somebody can be down with you for 20 years, you know what I'm saying? That's real love, whether our real friendship, we've really been together since we was kids. We've watched each other grow and evolve. Even the first time I ever got a real job in radio, I didn't even have a license at the time. She drove me down to the radio station and was there with me when I was filling out an application to be in the promotions department or something like that. So it's just for me, everything I wasn't, for years, I want to be that times 10 now.
Well, and I feel like that's real. And I think about the men that are close to me outside of my husband, like my really good guy friends that you know, that talk about their wives and how they would never be at a level that they're at without the woman that's in their life.
That's real. And if we think about it, especially if we're talking about our parents, our grandparents, right? Grandma helped out grandpa.
Mhm.
All right. Mom helped out dad. They were able to build together. One was able to hold things down while the other person goes to school because we've been discriminated against, in this country. And so even if you're come from Africa, right, you have to make it happen over here because you have your card and you're able to work these things out, right? And so what I'm saying is that when you have two, Ecclesiastes 4:9, two is better than one, where they get better return for their labor. So the reason I'm telling you this, I want you to see, right, is the hidden secret here, and I'm just give it away, is that marriage-minded men do want to get married, right?
Yeah.
Because they realize how much easier life would be with, first of all, someone to share memories. That's a lot of Christmas, a lot of Thanksgiving, a lot of New Year's Eve, a lot of Valentine's Day, a lot of New Year's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, birthdays. To not celebrate ever?
Right.
You really think men want to do that? You really think men want to be in a room and see a married man that has 2 retirement accounts, his and his wife? All he's able to build is he's able to focus on his career because his wife is holding things down if they have a traditional man. You think he doesn't want that?
Well, the much bigger thing is companionship. And I even think about, I was actually in medical device sales at the time, and I was inside of the hospital. And this man, and my heart broke for him. He arrived at his appointment for surgery, and I'll just say Mr. John. They said, Mr. John, we can't take you back for surgery because someone has to be here in this lobby to wait on you after surgery. And he said, I don't have anybody. There's no one that was willing to get off work and wait for me for 3 hours. There's no family. There's no one. This man was probably around 60. They said, we can't do the surgery today. And for the first time, I thought about, man, if he had a wife or someone that could be there to support him, but he could not have a surgery that day. It's just little things like that where you think about companionship, just having someone to share in the ups and the downs in your life. And so, ladies, I see you all chiming in on the chat about just feeling loved, feeling appreciated, self-esteem not being there, confidence not being there. And I get it. Anytime you go through a bad relationship, that bad relationship can break you, especially when you're dealing with someone who has broken the level of confidence that you did have. And so that does take time. And sometimes that requires for you to have someone to help you along the way. And so, again, I've been so excited to work with so many women on rebuilding the confidence back because it's something that you have to have in order to date.
Right. And to be transparent, while we're showing you this, is Mecca and I both came out of bad breakups. If we're gonna be transparent. So, all right. So this is us back in 2009. This is me doing what I'm doing now. Relationship. This is called The Interview. We actually had men and women interview one another.
Right.
And a lot of people connected because they were able to connect. It was positioned. Right.
The school of greatness.
Them Tucker's brothers. Then that's Mecca. This is us.
Is it better
at your holiday party?
smile without
in
teeth
2009,
or with
and
teeth
it's us
in order to enroll people
2010,
in you as a
fresh off
human
some
being
libations. It
to
looked
get
back.
anything you
One of
want
us
in your life?
partake.
What research found
alcohol
is
at
that
this
a
point
real
in time.
smile,
You know, I
whether
have
it
to laugh
shows teeth
sometimes.
or not,
Glad you
the
told
biggest
yourself, but I
difference
don't.
is it
All
has
right,
to
all right.
reach
So I do it. I'm
up
not
here.
knocking y'all
The
if y'all
eyes.
do.
The
Mine
upper
is,
cheek
for health
muscles,
reasons.
actually.
I
So
want to
those
live to
eye
100.
crinkles.
So
Yeah,
I do
this
that a
is
lot
our
though. I feel
story.
like I
So
squint a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a little
That's
smizing,
me,
right? So
and
that's
I
actually
just
the only
met
cue we're looking
Aldo
for. So it
which I
actually
talked
does
about
not matter.
earlier,
So if
positioning
you have a
myself
profile
to
picture,
make sure that he was aware of
link
who
to
I
profile
was.
picture,
yeah, and
I either
then
want you
we went from
neutral
that to
or with
get
eye
married married,
wrinkles.
right? So we
The
know
worst
how
is sort of
difficult it is
that
to
in
actually
between. Now, I
find
don't mind like a
find the
soft up
one.
mouth.
And so that's
Right?
what,
So you and I
we
both
met
have
as
this on our book
underground
covers,
matchmakers,
a soft
right?
up mouth.
And
But
so
it has to
we can get paid
engage those
for it.
upper
We just
cheek
want to
muscles.
connect
What
our
Dr.
friends, and I
Barbara
connected
Wild
myself.
found
I hooked myself
is
up
that when they
first.
showed
All right.
pictures
And so
of
this has been
people
a ministry
with
for
the
us. And so
fake
we see
smile
that it
and the
can be
real
done.
smile,
And we see
the real
couples get
smile
married
was
all the time,
contagious. So when
officiate a lot
people
of weddings,
looked
and
at
do a
the
lot of
real smile,
premarital.
they
So we don't have this
themselves
negative
felt
view
happier.
And
that
we
you see.
know,
When they
I
looked at
know
the
that
fake
there's a
smile,
lot
they
of
felt
women
no
that
mood
want to
change.
get married, that are
So
ready
the
to
reason
get
why that's important
married,
is I think that we
that are
think about, like, oh,
tired
I
of
want to
year
show up,
after year
I want
after
to be really
year
my
of
most
being
confident self. But
single.
what we don't realize is
I
that
talked
our
to the
cues are
founder of Black
contagious.
Bride, and she was
That if you
saying
show authentic happiness, you are
the
more likely
highest
to
number of
infect
women that actually
happiness.
follow
Actually, there's one more
Black
face
Bride
cue
are
I
not
want to talk about.
brides.
So
They're actually
this is
women
the
who are
cue that sort
single.
of started me on this crazy journey, and it got me. I'm a recovering awkward person, as you know. So this gave me a lot of introvert, awkward person, social anxiety, all the good things.
Okay, thank you.
So this story gave me so much relief. What they found was, if you are in a room and someone gives you a cue of social rejection.
Can't hear over the
What does that
video.
look like?
Okay.
Something else is playing in the background.
All right, we'll figure it out.
It's gone now. Thank you.
Real good.
Oh, it's gone now?
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
All right.
thank you.
All right.
No, so I was saying that a lot of women want to be married, and that just goes to show you, like I was talking to the founder of Black Bride, and she was saying majority, like 80% of the followers and those that opt into everything that they do are actually single Black women. They're not women who are currently brides. And so if you are in a position where you know that you are ready to get married, but you just don't know how, like you just don't know how, or what you've been doing for all these years doesn't work, I want to make sure that you're not in the same place next year wanting to be married.
All right, so let's tell you about,
For me was
really
our cues are affecting others'
and then we're going
physiology.
to answer
Our
the rest of your
physiology
questions.
can
We're not gonna
change
rush
in a
you.
room
We'll
in an
have a,
instant.
a
If we
good
walk into a meeting and we feel
right?
not liked,
Have a good time.
if we
All
feel
right, so
rejected, if
first
we
of
feel like
all, do
we're
you
being
believe that you're a
judged,
wife?
our own physiology
That's a real
responds.
question.
So the
So
first
when we're
question
in a
is
room,
that-
not feeling confident and in control, and someone sends us a cue of rejection,
okay.
one, you want to know what those are,
Okay.
because
All right.
it makes your field of vision bigger. So you can
Bring up the presentation.
Good. Okay. It's gone.
That's it, probably.
All right, that should have gotten it. Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it had a YouTube video still playing in the background. All right, so sorry about that.
What's it when the screen is shared? So let's start from the current slide. All right. So let's try this again. Can you hear us without any audio with us sharing the screen?
All good.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, ladies. So the first thing is that do you believe that you are a wife? And I want you to sit in that just really quickly. And if you believe that you're a wife, type yes in the chat. That is a real question that you have to ask yourself.
Yeah, so when you believe that you're a wife, you show up as one, right? And so the first part of that is, you believe that you're a wife because people treat you as one, right? And so one of the things that we did not talk about, and we'll cover this in the course, but I'll give it to you now, is that one of the things that we will cover, in the course, once y'all take a look at which ring you want, right? One of the things you'll cover in the course is that when you meet a man, how can you make his life better? The question that makes men marry, right? And Charlemagne the God alluded to is, my life is better with this woman.
Right.
I don't even have a driver's license.
Right.
Right. I'm ambitious. I want this job, but this woman will actually take me to this interview for me to work at the radio station. And because she makes me want to be better, I want to work. He said, quote, 10 times as hard to give her everything. So Charlemagne the God is basically crediting his wife as elevating his career out of inspiration because she was able to believe that me being your wife elevates you. You by yourself are less than you be with me as your wife.
And Ryan Coogler said the same thing, that, the writer for Black Panther and several other phenomenal films.
It's not just Ryan. It's every I'm gonna stop the share on this. It's every single man. We're giving it to you. We have so much content, so many rich nuggets. We don't worry about holding back. I know you watch a lot of, we're gonna tell you in the course. We're telling you right now, right? Is that what men look for? Because you wanted to get how to get men to be into you. How is his life better with you versus being single or letting you pass by? How is Steve Harvey's life better with Marjorie than letting Marjorie walk by? How is Barack Obama's life better with Michelle than letting her walk by? If we're talking about remarriage, how is Tori Roberts' life better with Sarah Jakes Roberts than without her? That's the question. That if you can make a man's life better, and I'm not going to be his mother, there's a difference. If you can make my life better, I'm going to be into you and only you. If y'all feel that, drop it in the chat. I feel like we're preaching right there.
Absolutely.
Right? God said, hold nothing back. All right. So I know we're coming up on time to have questions, but in the course, we go through this step by step.
Yes. And that was one of the questions. It is step-by-step video lessons. So for ladies, I know you're super busy. You will be able to watch the virtual courses. We have tutorials that you'll go through. We have templates that you can download. We have interviews with several husbands, so you can hear from other men outside of my husband, Dr. Tart. And there's also guides. But on top of that, on top of the course part and the modules that you'll go through, so we talk about how we got started and why you got the ring, how to get the ring, preparing yourself to be the catch. So you're dating with the best version of you, and how to position and bait the man of your dreams intentionally. We talked a little bit about that today. So baiting him, the art of getting great dates and making them count. That's hooking him. And that is my specialty, is the art of getting great dates. That's something I know how to do very well. Dating for keeps, how to be the only one in gaining commitment that's keeping him. And then bonus, we obviously are going to talk about the candy shop. So those are the different courses that you automatically get when you join the course.
Plus we give you 3 months of coaching, right?
Yes.
So specifically. So yeah, it's nice for you to intellectually watch these videos, but we are very people oriented. We want to work with you. We want to work side by side and coach you specifically. You're actually going to send us your dating profiles. You're going to say, here's what's going on with my guy. How do I do this? What do I do at this date? What should I ask? What should I do? Because we want to make sure that you all are ready to go. All right. So here's the program. All right. So Ring Formula course, you get over 6 hours of content. That's $1,300. If you were to actually sit down with a dating coach, that's $200 a pop. Now, if you were to do this on your own, all right, which we give you the option, all right, you can do it on your own. You don't have to get any coaching from us. It's $297. You watch the videos and you apply it. All right. But if you watch the course and get videos, and get coaching with us for 3 months, right? We're going to walk side by side because we want you dating. We don't want you saying, I'm about to date. I need to date. We want to get you.
And I just love that things happen real time. So I like the fact that women are able to work with us. They're able to log in and be a part of the course and go through the modules, but then they can ask us their questions real time. So they're not just stuck with the course and can't ask their questions. But if they're dating someone real time, they're like, okay, Mecca, what do you think about this? What do you think about the scenario? And that happens real time when we're able to help you through your process.
Right. So we give you a couple options. We give you the do-it-yourself option for $297. We give you the $497 option for the course and the coaching, right? That's a deal, right? That's really easy. If you're serious about this, easy. And then if you just want the coaching, like if you've been through the course, you've already seen the course, we've had some people, and you want coaching because now you're dating, you can just do that for $200 a session, right? So it really is a no-brainer. So we dropped the link. In the chat, right? And so here are the testimonials. Right.
Yes. And so we have P. Watson from Atlanta. She's 54. She says, I owe you and Dr. Tart so much after attending the Ring Formula Masterclass and private group coaching sessions. In fact, it's a perspective I gained from that class that helped lead me to a God-fearing, family-oriented man. And she is actually engaged.
Yep.
To get married.
Yep. See her. And then B. Calhoun from, Charlotte,
who is 37, because I want to make sure you see the different ages. She talks about how the biggest thing for her was the problem of, she never had a problem with getting a good date, but her mindset would eventually lead to the guy ghosting her because she would move too fast. have several girlfriends that would do this. Moving too fast does not work. You have to set the pace of the relationship, but slow down. So she's also engaged as well.
All right.
And then you have Dee Easley from Los Angeles, California, who is 39. Dr. Tarn and Mecca, I truly want to thank you both for everything that you put into the Ring Formula course and the private sessions. I went from not dating to getting dates to meeting the man of my dreams.
So that's what it's about, y'all. That's what it's about. If you're not getting dates, your confidence is going to suffer. Right. Part of this is one with online profiles, and that's where I definitely specialize in like rewriting certain things. Like this is how you attract them with writing, right? Because there are a lot of men who are online. You may not like to be online,
right?
But that's where men go. Men don't know where to find you,
right?
Right. And so if they find that special profile, and then we'll talk about how to go from just online, because I'm not saying you date online. You meet the man online and then he asks you on a date and then y'all drop offline, right? The whole point of going online is simply to attract the man, right? And you don't get a lot of riffraff. Can we be honest?
No.
You don't get a lot of riffraff.
You definitely will. You will.
Just like when you all go out.
TJ Maxx, like,
but you're gonna get 3 to 4 nice guys. It's gonna be 40 guys. You'd be like, no way on earth. But that 1 or 2 or 3 guys, right? And we're also going to give you dating sites that you probably never heard of, that you need to go to, an event you need to go to, so that you don't have to. The last thing you have to worry about is how do I put myself in a room, either virtually or online, right? Where the men I like, I can at least give myself a chance to be flirted with.
Absolutely.
But when you learn how to work the room with your own style, now we're not interested. Can I be honest? Y'all learning my style. You learn Mecca style. You can see Mecca's always going to encourage you. And my job is to kind of be tough. If you're going to invest your time, last thing you want to do is do this and get no results.
Absolutely.
But I can't let you not get results because you don't take yourself out of the comfort zone. I'm not interested in your comfort zone. I'm interested in your growth, which means you're going to be scared and do it anyway. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to
do it scared.
You're going to be tired and drink an energy drink and go to this event. Right. And for those of you to sign up, I'm gonna let you know of an event happening in Atlanta. And I have contacts in Houston.
Yeah.
We have contacts in DC. Like where the nice looking men hang out, right? And it's all about that invite, so that when you're in a room, you're able to get dates. But then when you're getting dates, this is what I want to really say. This is what I want to say. I'm gonna look at the questions, right? And y'all let us know when you signed up so we can welcome you in. And because we already have a number of women who already signed up. We start May 23rd, right?
Yeah.
May 23rd, right? And we're gonna work all the way through July to make sure that, and you can always re-up to make sure that you are doing well.
And yes, I have some connections in Charlotte. I actually used to go to Charlotte quite often.
Right, we have a lot of bankers up there, a lot of bank friends. So this is what I want to give you. I want to make sure I get this before we wrap up and take your questions. When you're at dinner or coffee with that man, a lot of women make the mistake of looking at what the man can do for her, right? And you hear men say, she used me for my money. She asked me for my credit score. And men, but when you ask the man this following question, what are your ambitions? Like, what are you currently working on that's exciting? And you listen intently and you are interested in this brother.
Right.
That makes you probably top 3% of all 100 dates. 3 women gonna actually be interested enough to ask that brother about what he's into, whether it's art, whether it's his career ambitions. All right. And then this is where men are starting to size you up. Like, how could you help me? Like, and help might be you're dating this man. I mean, you're talking to this man, you go to dinner, first date, he tells you, I really want to open my own business. I've been doing what I've been doing for 20 years, but I don't know. I'm going back and forth about opening up my own business. It's my dream. I want to leave legacy to my kids. And the next morning, you send a prayer for this man.
Right.
The next morning, you send a book, just a referral.
That's about being into his life and his work.
Listen, I can tell you, when you start doing things like that, you don't call the brother. You just say, hey, I found something you might like. Just check this out. Bam. Then he's like, man, this woman just met me. She's trying to help me. And she's not getting anything out of it.
Right.
We're not an item yet. We're not dating exclusively. You're just giving him a little taste
of what
it's like to have a considerate woman who's as fine as you are, attractive as you are, special as you are, because you could give this to anyone.
Right.
Margie Harvey can elevate a lot of brothers. Michelle Obama can elevate a lot of brothers. Charlemagne the God's wife could have picked anyone.
Right.
And they be elevated. That's the key. And that's what men know. Men know when they get awards. What do men say? I want to thank I would not be here without my family and my wife.
Absolutely.
So what we want to debunk is the myth that men are not looking to get married.
Because they are.
They are. Now, good men. I didn't say bad men. I didn't say players.
Right.
I didn't say Nick Cannon.
Right.
I didn't say anyone else. No disrespect to Nick Cannon, but he's not looking to get married, right? We're talking about men who are looking to get married. We're talking about Shannon Sharps, who's on record wants to get married, right? A number of single men that want what their married brothers have. Can you think about being single and looking at what married men have compared to what you have? You're going home every night. You're gonna be with a different woman every year, and never build. That's fun when you're in 20s, right? As you get older, that is not what you don't hear mingle. You don't hear married men say, "I can't wait to get on the single market." What do married men do if they break up, get divorced?
They get remarried. They do.
I'm trying to tell you. Please don't believe the hype. All right. Let me answer these questions. All right. It says, what was the third point again? I somehow deleted the notes I typed.
No.
All right. Well, the third point about we do 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we did talk about once. So you have to.
The first one was being approachable.
And then you have to feel special.
Right.
You have to know what you bring to the table.
And then we talked about positioning yourself.
And then you have to be confident in who you are so that when he meets you, he sees a confident woman. And then you have to, how can I make this man's life special?
Absolutely.
Right. How can I help elevate this man? Right. All right. So we're going to drop this in the chat. Y'all check it out. We gave y'all 3 options. All right. 1, do it yourself, $297. Yes, it has templates. You'll walk through. You're going to enjoy the course yourself. You're going to learn a lot from the course at $297. If you want to add $200 more $497 and get the ultimate deal of being able to go through the course and then meet with us on I think it's Tuesday nights, starting May 23rd, and walk through and look through your dating profile. We give you exclusive access to us because this is going to end. We'll always do blogs and videos, but we want to really focus on our community to help you to get married. And here's the reality. We're serious about this, as you can tell.
We are.
All right. Someone's going to get married.
They are.
Someone's going to apply this advice and they're going to get married, because you can see from watching this now, from the beginning to watching this now, hopefully your dating game is strong. If your dating game is strong, give us feedback. Don't lie. Don't be mean, but don't lie. If this helped you, if this opened up, we're just giving you a glimpse, right? So we just dropped it, in the chat.
Yes. And for those that are watching on LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, but for those that are watching on YouTube, you can go to ringformula.com. Again, that's ringformula.com to get started with us next week on Tuesday. That is May 23rd. We're excited to work with you. I'm excited to work with you because I get excited anytime I get those messages, the emails or the DMs where I get the Mecca, I found the one. He's found me and we're engaged, or, it's refreshing. That's what I hear a lot. It's refreshing to actually meet someone. It's been a long time that I've met someone that I actually like. And that is just a starting point, especially if you've gone years without dating anyone.
And I'm excited about it because it allows, for the men out there who are frustrated to actually meet someone like you, because you be at home. Right. You wouldn't know to do these things. Right. And it allows me to be able to spend some time off work, focus directly on you, because I can focus, on you and have time to really go through your profiles and help you out and allow you to be able to date 3 months. Right? To be on your path. Now, we're not going to say you're going to find the one in 3 months. You might, right? But we want you finding dates. This is really about confidence. Like, oh man, I know how to find dates. Now I feel, now I can trust the process, because then I can pick who I like. I don't have to feel pressured right?
Right.
All right. So any questions we could ask? You know,
Yes.
we'll see y'all. We're excited about those of you who are registered. Tell your friends. All right. Because once we close
have a
this,
couple of groups of friends that have come through, and several of them have moved on to being in serious relationships after having a long drought of not dating anyone at all. And so again, this is for the very serious woman who is ready to, for this year has to be different.
Yeah.
And in order to make things different, you have to show up differently, and you have to do something so very different than what you've all already been doing all along.
all right. So we'll take questions. If you're in, you're in. We're going to work with who's there, and we're going to help them move forward. And we're excited about it. For those of you that join tonight, we appreciate you.
Yes.
Ask your questions. We're here. We are here, right? So we're ready to start. So this is specifically the women who are ready to start right now.
Yes.
Because the reality is good men are not going to wait.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to wait,
Mm-hmm.
right? When men are ready to get married, it might take them a long time to get ready to get married. But once they're ready to get married, they're ready to get married right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna roll. We have a lot of travel
Mm-hmm.
coming up. So we're gonna do this before we travel. I think we have
Yes.
something in between.
Right.
And we want you to be able to have the family unit that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to make sure that you are able to stave off loneliness, and that you don't look up 10 years from now, 15 years from now, and say, you know what? I should have really invested in myself.
Right.
And gotten the encouragement and practical advice and know where to go. Because I'm serious about getting married. I'm not playing.
And I can tell you as a woman, the beauty upkeep is the cost of the actual program. When I think about getting my hair done and nails, that's the cost of the program. So the thing is I don't want you getting all dressed up, getting your hair, your nails, all of that done, but you're doing that and you're not doing the other things in order to make sure you're attracting him.
And in that link, when we get off, take a look at it. We give you a preview so that you know what you're looking at. But you know, we're not here to sell you. We're here to start. You know, we're here to start. So we enjoyed it. Any final questions? All right, this is my other is the course on demand. Can I watch it at my own pace? Yes, you can. You can watch it at your own pace if you do it yourself, or if you work with us, you absolutely can. You can do it your way. But take time, preview it. Once you watch it, you're gonna be all in, and then get your questions ready, because we want to be able to help you within 3 months.
Right.
So this is not for someone who wants to procrastinate. Then 3 months, you were saying, I'm willing to do this because I want to start getting dates now. Spring, time for summer bay.
Right.
The men that you want are going to find someone they want to date, commit to, engage, and get married this summer.
Because men know right away.
They're gonna be your friends. And I'm be honest, I see too many women who are older say I should have made dating my top priority, because I worked, I was busy, but when I look at my life, I don't have the main thing that I want.
Right. Yeah.
Marriage. And I hope what we successfully done tonight is we've debunked the myth that there are not eligible men out there, and that the eligible men out there who are marriage minded are not dating because they want to be players. They haven't found the right one, because they haven't had the right woman say what you haven't done, what makes them into you.
Right.
You've made a lot of either you haven't had access, or you've made the mistake of not being approachable, or not asking about his dreams and ambitions, and answering the question, how your life could be better with me than without me. That's not something you state. It's just something that you show.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. It is what it is, because I can tell you so many women wish they were not single. Now, if you're happily single,
that's
cool.
a whole other thing.
That's a whole other seminar that I do, how to be happily single. That's coming out soon, right? But there are a lot of women like, I don't want to be happily single. I want to be happily married to a good man. Right. And I say, do you believe? Because good men are going to get married. That's not going to stop. It's never going to stop. It's going to continue.
And I'll answer a quick question. It says, do you recommend public Instagram profile instead of dating sites? Listen, if I were stepping out right here, I would do both. And no, it would not be a private Instagram account.
How is he gonna find you? All right, so let's go ahead and give it to him really quick.
Yeah, no. The thing is, no. I would say, like, who is that? Like, is it a scammer? Is it a
I'm about to say.
As a business professional, when someone messages me from a private Instagram account, I don't even respond.
Out of love, that's fear. See, either Becca and I can be transparent. We really wanted to get married.
Right.
We really wanted to get married. We worked hard at meeting one another.
Mhm.
I did not do it casually. Mecca did not do it casually, right? We were also dating other people when we met, right? Because we know if we're not dating, we're gonna be alone. And no way, no offense to any of you. I have no desire to be alone.
Right. And someone asked about dating sites that we recommend. So Match.com is still a very, very good one. Also, there's another site called, I believe it's Raya. That's a site that I actually have a friend this morning that told me she met a Black, I think it was astronaut or someone that works at
the lead.
the lead. Yeah.
Look, we can give y'all 10. All right.
There's
about 3. All right.
Those are 3 really good.
It won't matter
if you don't have the skill set.
It won't matter if you don't know what to say. It won't matter if you have self-doubt.
Right.
So the beauty of sales and a psychologist coming together to work with you, right? Because this is a ministry for us, right? And it won't matter if you don't know what to do. It won't matter if you're thinking right now, oh man, a guy won't date me unless I do this. I have to get myself together first. Or, last 3 guys dog me. None of that matters. Once you change your energy, and for some of you, just change your positioning.
Right.
Right. It won't matter what site you're on. If you don't feel confident, special, and know how to bait a man, hook them, and that is not obvious. It's not obvious because men don't advertise. And the biggest selling point of this is that we have interviews with very successful husbands.
Yes, we do.
Right? That tell you directly, this is what she did to get me.
Right. So
this is why I married her.
Yeah.
That right there is worth
Oh, it's priceless.
Yeah, it's priceless because that's what men are looking for. Right. And you would never know. So anyway.
And yes, you do have lifetime access to the program. Once you buy it, it is yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything you have to pay for with the dating sites. I see someone say on eHarmony, don't like it. But anyway, we'll give you tricks. Like, do you refresh your photo? Do you know how to use LinkedIn, which is probably the biggest site you should be on? Right. But you have to know how to use it anyway. So is there an upper age limit? Let me just say this really quickly. No. Because U.S. Census data shows that the biggest block, most women of color, African-American women, most African-American women are married. I think it's like 70%, something like that, from 55 to like 80 something. Why? Because older men are ready to get married. Very few men want to die alone, if you want to be honest. They don't want to be lonely. They've already retired. They're close to retirement. They want legacy. They want to travel the world. They want companionship. They want connection.
Right.
They're not in the club.
But we still want you to connect with the right man because like my girlfriend's mother told me, she does not want to be a nurse with a purse to any man. So we want you to meet the right guy. Still, even if you're at a certain age.
No, right. This man has the benefit and blessing of having a wife like you, right? Who takes care of him if he gets ill later after y'all are married. And you also have his provisions. Right. Of y'all being able to travel and take care of one another. Right. So I'm excited. I see some people say they love LinkedIn. All right. So we're excited. Hey, we'll see y'all on the inside. Any questions, you have our email address. You know how to connect and we'll see you. So let's pray them out.
All right. Dear Lord, I thank you for every single woman that joined tonight. I thank you, dear Lord, for aligning us and allowing for us to be your vessels. I ask, dear Lord, that every single woman that is on this call that is ready to get married, that you allow for her to position herself, for her to be able to get the knowledge that she needs, for her to walk into her fullness and confidence as a woman, and that she steps into this year being everything that she needs to be to meet her Mr. Right. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right. So we'll see y'all. We're excited about it. Hey, tell people about us. Follow us on Instagram. I didn't have your name in it, babe. So
it's okay.
So give me your Instagram.
Yeah. So my Instagram is Mecca Moore Tart. That's MECCA, like the city, and MOORE, and then Tart, TARTT.
That's that Instagram.
And that's my Instagram account. So you can DM me. A few of you guys have DM me already and have asked additional questions about the program, but I'm excited. I'm well, for the next 3 months as your coach.
Yeah, so we're excited. That's our mutual IG. So we're excited about it. Hey, we're excited about it. Let us know. Send us emails. Let us know. Is this why I tried this? And people looking at brothers are looking at me left and right. Hey, I asked this brother at dinner. He was like, no one's ever asked me this. Don't try this stuff out. Maybe we don't know. We don't talk. Maybe we don't know what we talk.
Oh, I know what I'm talking
Maybe we
about.
don't know. Maybe
That's that confidence.
Right. We've been doing this a long time, y'all. We just decided to have some fun and be able to do something we haven't done in a while, to be able to bless when we saw all the negativity on social media, right? And so, all right, so we're excited about it. All right, y'all take care.
Yeah.
Get your ring formula fingers ready. Get your ring fingers ready, and go get these men. They ready. They
Absolutely.
all right, take care.
Good night,
God
ladies.
bless.
Good night.